What's your orc name?
My orc name? Oh.
Bert.
Yeah.
I think Bert is a good orc name.
There you go.
ABC Little Sea Cardboard Box.
Hello.
I am the box.
We're being photographed.
Ah, fuck off.
Hello. And what is your in-character name?
Vizio of Savos.
And what was your favourite moment from E2?
I dueled someone and won.
Ooh, very
And now
nice.
I am the 5-ring duelist. You get what you pay for.
Would you like to say anything about your character?
I'm very unsuccessful for. And have been forced to do honest work like making magic items and casting rituals for people.
Hello, what is your character's name?
Hi, my character's name is Lion Akaim.
Nice.
Llewellyn Akaim.
And what was your favourite moment from E2?
My favourite moment from E2 was just before it ended, and I had a ritual put on me to make my fleet and I more sneaky, and an effect of that is that I'm more loose on the law. So it's a little bit more fun.
That is cool.
Oh, it's very fun.
And would you like to say anything about your character? Or?
Apparently my character is one of the few prosperity priests in Empire, which in Navarre, rather, not the Empire as a whole, which I found hard to believe. I thought there was a few. But what that means is, I believe prosperity, ebb and flow, money and stuff.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Whoa, what happened to you?
The battle on the front line.
Hi, so what is your character's name?
I'm Talk Stormbrook.
And what was your favourite moment from E2?
Probably being on the front line, to be fair.
Would you like to say anything about your character?
He's had a rough time this time.
And what are your plans for next summit, if you have any?
More front line.
Yeah,
We lost too many this time.
Thank you. Hi, what's your character's name?
Nairin Irkine.
And what was your favourite moment from E2?
Oh no. There's lots of fun ones on the battle. Yeah. I think monstering was quite fun. So when I was playing Yugara, who's a human who lives with the orcs, the bad orcs, not the nice ones, I managed to cleave a mage's leg, and then he was like, "Oh, fuck you." So then I obviously shouted it back. And then the next time we were separated, he went off, got healed, and then we were fighting in the line again, and I saw him, and we obviously, started swearing at each other again. And then he repelled me, and I had to go back 20 things, so I put both my middle fingers up. I was like, "No, fuck you," as I walked 20 steps back, and that was very fun.
Can I ask a question? What are you holding?
Oh.
Because I only just clocked onto them, and I was like, hang on.
That's really sad.
Yeah. So this here is a chili recipe of sparrow
Oh,
oak heart.
no.
And on Saturday I got a free chili bowl and I got it signed.
Oh. If those who don't know, Sparrow died just
Sparrow
now
died and I
at
got
the
this
end of
signed.
this.
And when I came back here, I was like, oh, it's, he died at this event. So then I was informed I should probably get it dated, purely so it's worth more. So I went to him with that, and I then got this new fancier one with the date.
Oh, nice. Hello. What is your character's name?
I play Percy Summerstrong.
And what was your favourite moment for me too?
I think dancing. I actually think dancing
Oh.
is the best. We had to learn how to dance in Senate motions, and I was horrendous at it, but it was very fun.
It was very fun. And do you want to say anything about your character?
He's a scheming little thing, and he's a bit of a prat.
And he's from Dawn.
Dawn, yes, Dawn. Dawn,
Which is...
best nation.
Glory
Knights.
Debatable.
Don't look at me like that, it's the best nation.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey guys, it's Mickey, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is my second LARP video. You can check out the first one I made here if you're confused and you don't know what LARP is or what Empire is, or if you do know what Empire is and you're wondering why I know so little about it. I'm very new to this LARPing and Empire. I am dressed as my character Bryn Stormbrook, who is a Navari Physic in training. And as you saw by some of those interviews at the beginning of the video, I am in Navarre, which is a nation in the world of Empire. I'm part of the Stormbrook Striding, hence my last name Stormbrook. And I just thought today I would go through some of my hots and nots of the Empire, what I loved, what wasn't so great. This one is less of a what is LARP and definitely not a how to LARP video. It's more just me talking about the event. So if you don't know anything about LARP but you like to hear nerds talk about their passions, stick around. If you go to Empire and you just need more Empire content, I've got you covered. First of all, I just want to apologize if my setup is a bit bad. It took me like half an hour to get the lighting somewhat decent. And I've lost my tripod. I don't know where it's gone because I have moved back to my parents' house for the summer, and I haven't quite finished unpacking even though I've been home for a month now. My room is in utter chaos and it's disgusting and you can't find anything, so that's great. That hasn't been super stressful at all. It's also the reason why I haven't been making a lot of videos at the moment. I've just been so caught up in my summer job and seeing people again and being home, and I went on a family holiday which was really nice, which I decided not to film because I barely had the time to edit things I'd filmed months ago anyway. So yeah, this is hopefully me getting back and do some more creative stuff because I've also been incredibly burnt out. So I'll start with my knots because there's not a lot of them at all. So on the Saturday I was monstering, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically where you have to fill in and play like a monster or the bad guy for actual characters to fight, and it's the rule at Empire. If you're going to be in a big battle, you have to monster the next one, which is fair and so much fun. I love monstering, it's great. I unfortunately don't get to wear the cool orc masks because I'm not in that, like, there's a group of people who specifically have orc masks and they bring them themselves and stuff. There's also like the elite monstering group who do like proper like costumed out monsters and creatures, but I just played a marcher deserter. So I was just dressed in normal clothes that weren't Brins. Had a throwaway joke name. Me and my friends during this battle came up with, they had orc masks, I didn't. So we had like Big Steve, Little Steve, there was Cardboard Box, which was, I don't even remember who that was because we kept changing names. I think I was Tiny Steve at one point, and then I don't know. I can't. Ginger Steve, I don't remember. It's funny because the first thing they told us when we were going into marching was no marcher bullshit, no Somerset accents, none of this potato farming crap. Just go in and be good antagonists and, like, you know, make their battle memorable. And we were like, hello, I'm Steve, I like potatoes, I do, and just, you know, ignored all of that because marcher bullshit's the best part of monstering. No, but on a serious note, obviously, I wasn't going up to people in the front lines and going, oh yeah, don't hit me please, like I was shouting scum and all that jazz. But unfortunately, I did not have coffee before monstering. I had overslept and didn't have enough, I barely had enough time to eat breakfast, which is always an issue I have at Empire, is I just find it really hard to get up and get changed quickly and get food, and I think that's more on my ADHD. Also because, like, you go to bed incredibly late at Empire. I'm usually in bed around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I don't know, that's incredibly late for me, I don't know. So yeah, it's often, and you have to get up at like 7-8 a.m, which isn't, it's not that early, but like it is for me, okay, I'm a uni student. It was just a bit hard to get coffee and get food and wake up before the monstering, so I was dozing off during the battle. There was like this part where my squadron was like sat in the bushes for a while, and I genuinely almost fell asleep a couple times. I had to get my friend to keep tapping me to keep me awake. It was like, yikes. So that wasn't very fun. That whole battle felt very tedious, and I didn't actually get to do a lot of fighting, so I didn't particularly enjoy that, but that was on me not having coffee and being a coffee addict, so yeah. Another thing was the nettles, but that just comes with the territory when you're in England. And thorns, lots of underbushes, just kept nabbing at me. I couldn't escape it. Now on to the hots and just all the character drama of the event. Also, now my battery is incredibly low. I don't know why. I've been charging it for literally 12 hours, but this camera I'm using is very old now, and I really do need to get some more decent equipment. So I'm probably gonna have to switch to my phone shortly, so bear with me. So, where do I begin? this event was spring, which meant in Dawn it was their festival of romance and flowers and stuff. I've probably got all this wrong because I barely know anything about Dawn. I barely know anything about Navarre as it is. Empire is a massive lore website and I have still not made my way through all of it. It is insane. The best way in my opinion is to just ask questions during the game and learn that way. It will take you months to figure out everything in the Empire world. It's insane, but it doesn't stop you from playing and having a good time. So because it was the Dawnist Festival, a lot of people who were in Dawn were going around and giving flowers, and for every house in Dawn, every flower colour has a different meaning. So my friend Alden, who plays Percy Summerstrong, who is a Dawnish guy, he's like, is he a soldier? What do they call? We call our fighters Thorn and Navarre. Is he just a Dawnish knight, or has that got more title to it? I don't know. Dawnish boy Percy. Alden needed to give a flower to someone because the magic of spring compels the Dawnish to be romantic, and because my character was polyamorous and like would have a romance with no strings attached. We'll get back to that in a second. He asked me out of character a few weeks before the event, hey, can I just like give you a red like rose because that means like romance or whatever? And I was like, yeah, sure, like that's fine. And then Percy and Bryn started dating, and now they are like hideously in love, and all of my roleplay and character arc was down to this romance arc. It went from, hey, let me give you this flower because magically I have to we're gonna die together. So a lot of my game was spent following Percy around on his like political antics, and he's a wisdom priest as well, so he was like sorting all that out and I was just trailing behind. Percy was buying Bryn things like these necklaces, this one which is hallowed, and we'll get back to that in a sec. So a lot of these romantic antics included dancing at Senate Motions, which is a dance class held on the Saturday night of every event at the Senate, which is like a building where all the politics goes on, but not on a Saturday night, but the dancing happens. And so I got to learn a fun folk dance with some of my striding. Oh my gosh, one of the most hilarious interactions happened here. So my striding, it's very hard to get us all in the same places. When we need to have meetings or important ceremonies, we never have everyone there. 1 or 2 people are always missing. But for some reason, everyone decided to show up when me and Percy decided we were going to go dance awkwardly together. So everyone showed up to watch me step on Percy's toes, but no, we couldn't all be there for the important strategy meeting. Of course, typical. Anyway, we actually found out about Senate Motions because of a character called Leafwin. If the person who played Leafwin is watching this, hi, thank you for that. It became like my entire favorite bit from E2, like, so thank you for telling us about it. So yeah, my entire striding was just there when we showed up because someone had gone and told them that me and Percy were dancing, and they were like, oh, we have to see this. So we had an entire row of Navarre people like giving us the thumbs up and laughing at us while we were dancing. Someone from our striding at one point cast Paralyze on Percy mid-dance. So for 60 seconds he had to stand there still while everyone danced around him and he was just in the way of everyone. It was hilarious. We swapped partners at one point and I danced with my brand Onwin, and Percy danced with Baldrum, and they made it a competition because of course they did. He's Dornish, Baldrum's not, but Percy's Dornish. And so that was really funny. And then after that we got to do a tango. Luckily most people had cleared off for important in-character business by that time, thank God, because the embarrassment. But that was probably my biggest highlight with Senate Motions and dancing, and I'm really excited. E3 is next weekend and I will definitely be going back there, and we have to beat tango. Percy and Bryn's mission is to beat tango. It's not about dance, it's not about romance, it's about winning. It's about winning. Here are my Dornish flowers that Bryn paid for.
Percy did pay her back. But Percy was like, "Ayo, can I borrow 5 rings?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure, why?" And then he disappeared and he came back and he chucked the flowers at my face and was like, "There you go, romance." And I was like, "Thanks, Percy, that's great." He didn't then later gift the flowers properly and all romantically, but I just thought it was funny that he just basically chucked it at my face. That was great. So there's lots of romance, lots of sweet moments, hand-holding and walking around, holding his arm around the Dornish camp, sorting out big Dornish things that Bryn didn't understand but like sounded cool, and it was all going great until she found out Percy kinda would do anything for the greater good and wants to massively influence the Empire in any way possible, and is involved in some shifty political antics, which isn't ideal because it could get them both killed. But here we are. Flowers, it's fine.
Something comes to tip you off your stool. Mama, what have we here?
This hallowed necklace it compels Bryn to magically think about the greater good and help Percy with his mission in any way possible. Bryn is being magically compelled to think coldly when her entire character is being a flirt and a coward. Like, Bryn can't bring herself to kill anyone. She's never executed anyone on the battlefield, let alone knocked them down. She's a healer. She's very much a lover, not a fighter, and she takes that quite seriously, being polyamorous and all. Her main love interest now happens to kind of be morally not great, but in his eyes he's doing what's right, and in Bryn's eyes she's too stupidly in love to care. So here we are in that situation. So going from the really happy lovey-dovey stuff, Bryn was also hella traumatized at this event. There was a lot of death. Starting the event out on the Friday, Bryn's best friend Maddox, who is played by my friend Gracie, they decided they wanted to change their character and decided they were going to kill off Maddox straight away, first thing that happened on the Friday. So Maddox and Vizio come in running, covered in blood. Maddox has had a severe head wound that cannot be healed because they didn't get there in time. Everyone crowds around and Maddox is like crying on the ground and shivering, and medics are doing their best. Bryn comes out of nowhere, having not seen Maddox for a couple of weeks since the last event, and is like, "Maddox, what's wrong?" And everyone's like, "Ayo, Maddox is dying." And Bryn's like, "What?" And then Bryn can't do anything to save them, so they have to watch as their friend dies in their arms. My brand Arwen was holding me back and saying, "It's okay, there's nothing you could have done," while I'm sobbing, like actually crying for real. I cried a lot at this event. It was weirdly cathartic. And then we had to carry Maddox's body away on a white cloth. And that was the first thing that happened, was that Bryn lost her best friend. Which was a lot. Gracie's new character is Mona, is actually Bryn's half-sister from Bryn's past that she's tried to sort of escape, which isn't super dark, she just finds it like embarrassing. But if people from the game are watching this, I'm not going to say why, because Bryn's trying to hide it as long as possible, even though in the grand scheme of things it's not that important. It's just a piece of information Bryn would like to keep secret as long as possible. But now Mona has showed up, Bryn's half-sister. Unfortunately, Gracie did have to leave the event early because she got ill, but that was like a big, "Oh no, my half-sister's here," bringing back this past I've tried to bury. And also my friends are dead. Another member from our striding also died in battle on the Saturday, who Bryn wasn't super close to, but still it was just more death. And then one of the most like brilliant moments of the event was Sparrow's death. I haven't known, out of character and in character, I haven't known Sparrow for very long, as obviously this was my second event, but Sparrow has been around Empire for a while. He's well known. He's like a massive character and a big part of Navarre. We call him Nation Songbird because he's a big part of running songs and stories, which is when we gather around a campfire at night at every day of the event and we sing songs and tell stories, and it's a vibe. It's It's the best part. It's why Navarre are the best nation, because we have songs and stories. On the Sunday, the very last thing that happened in the last 20 minutes before timeout and we all went home was that Sparrow got, like, terminally injured in battle and died. And no one knew it was happening. Like, we were walking around and someone ran up to me, grabbed me by my shoulders, when Bryn Sparrow is dying. And I was like, what? Sparrow can't die. Like, I only just met him in character and he's great and he's really funny. I didn't know. So my brand was really involved as well with his passing. They did like a ceremony for him as he passed into the labyrinth, which is like, not the afterlife, it's like the afterlife roughly in Empire. And we were all at standing. We had our like last little like messages and meetings about what we needed to do and like the voting that's coming up for next game. And then Sparrow limps into the middle of the circle and starts dying, and he goes blind and he's going, I can't see you. And it's like everyone is around him, and as he passes, everyone starts singing like one of our traditional Navarre songs. And I was just weeping. I couldn't help it. It was done so beautifully. Everyone's roleplay was amazing. I was just weeping. And a lot of people like were comforting me, which was so sweet because I was literally crying. I cry very easily at everything. It's just a thing, which comes in handy for being an actress, but you know. But like everyone was holding like each other and crying. It was such a big moment. And then Percy runs up and Percy's like, what did I miss? And I'm like, bruh, Sparrow's dead. And then Percy takes Bryn and embraces her and says softly in her ear, in my empire, this wouldn't happen. This is why you need to trust me, Bryn. We have to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. I fear this man with all my life. It was such a great moment of roleplay, like chills, actual chills when it was happening. But yeah, there was just a lot of death. So Bryn is like traumatized, which is great. And she's slowly being pushed by Percy and by all her friends' deaths to be a little less cowardly, a little more bloodthirsty. So we'll see where this all takes her, which is fun to see. But I have to say, out of character, my favorite part of this whole event, I'm still processing it. I still can't believe it happened. So those in the LARP community will most likely know who Momo O'Brien is. I found Momo O'Brien when I first moved to England, and the first video I watched of hers was her Wizard School LARP video at Bothwell, and I'd never heard of LARP before. I'd barely heard of D&D at that point, and I got obsessed with LARP. I found her videos, I binge watched them. Her channel has been a comfort channel for like 4 years now for me, and I'm a massive fan. She has ADHD too, and it's just so great to see, I don't know, people talking about ADHD on the internet and in the LARP community, and like just talking about girls in the nerd community, and like having that representation is amazing. She was there. She was at Empire. I don't want to give too many details. I imagine she'll make a video on it. She's made a few Instagram posts, but for her privacy, I don't want to give too many details about who her character was and where her character was. But I bumped into her quite a few times in character, and she was amazing. Like, her character was so sweet and funny, and I got to have a few interactions with her character. Following her around and making sure she was okay in battle was hilarious. I don't know if Momo would ever watch this. That would be insane if she did. But there was also a bit where it was before time in, and I was sitting by the side of the road, and I was like the dirt road, not like a real road, and I was eating food and I was talking to my friend, and she walked past, and out of character she like just greeted me. Like, she didn't have to do that, and she said good morning, and it was just so sweet because it was like, you didn't have to do that, but you did because she recognized me, and it was really sweet, and I really appreciate it. Really grateful that I got to meet her, and I'm so glad she enjoyed Empire, and I really hope she comes back. But yeah, it was just amazing meeting her and her partner as well. Her partner Matt was like amazing. His character was so cool. I don't really want to give too many details, just because I don't know what they, but like, yeah, it was really cool. That was a really, really special moment for me. Also, like, they bought us flapjacks. They brought me and Percy flapjacks. They let us eat a flapjack together. That was so cute. It was just such a good moment. So yeah, all in all, a lot happened at this event. Dancing, death, darling. Does that work as a D? Bryn's like main thing that I use to get into Bryn's character is she calls pretty much everyone darling. And it's just sort of, I'll tell you where it came from. If you're a Critical Role fan, basically in my first event when I met Percy, and this was when like none of their romance arc had started yet, I started saying like Percy because like he got concussed and he kept almost dying and I kept having to heal him, and I was like sort of like scolding him, and I became slowly posher, and I realized it's because it's basically Vex from Vox Machina when she talks to Percy from Vox Machina, and I've basically accidentally taken on Vex's voice. So it's stuck now. I just talk really posh and I call everyone darling now, and it's just Bryn. I completely forgot to tell another part of E2, which was a very funny highlight. So I was told after the battle on Sunday that some people started calling me Little Fox because I had like run around and I was like as fast as a fox, so they started referring to me as the Little Red Fox, and I was like, that is the cutest and coolest thing ever. Like, what a great way to get that nickname. And like, I love foxes, and I didn't like, and they were like, oh no, it wasn't when you were in the battle. And I was like, what? And they're like, no, it was when you had to run to the toilet 2 minutes before that they referred to you running as fast as a fox and called you the Little Red Fox. It was when you had to pee because you forgot to do it before, and you had to leave the battle to pee. That's how you got that nickname. And now some friends of mine from LARP affectionately refer to me as Piss Fox. I hate it here. But because there's going to be another Bryn at E3, we're going to use the nickname Little Fox for my Bryn to tell the difference between the two of us. So that's great. And my camera just died, which is my cue to end the video. I do want to apologize if this video is a little messy, a little rushed. I find it really hard to record Empire videos because so much happens and I have to note down everything that happens and remember what order it happens, and I get really excited about Empire, so my ADHD mouth kind of just spews out everything at once. So I hope that this was somewhat linear and easy to follow. I'm hoping that my next Empire video talking about E3 will be a lot more planned because I'll actually have the time to plan it. I've been just incredibly busy these past couple of months, like moving back and finishing uni and everything, and I have more videos that I need to finish, and I also want to start doing some more creative projects, so it's just been a matter of bad prioritizing, and I've obviously been prioritizing my part-time job because your girl's broke, so it's just been a bit hard to like keep up with filming. And so this video was a little bit rushed because I realized I really wanted this video to come out before I went to E3, and then everything from E2 would be forgotten and not cared about because E3 would be like, you know, the latest news. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stick around for more LARP content that I'll be making soon in the future. I will probably be doing like a hots and nots video per event I go to. If I can, it depends like on my time and my schedule. Other than that, I would love to make more like specific LARP videos, like maybe, I don't know, how to make a character or how I made Bryn, or just one that focuses entirely on Bryn. I don't know, I'll figure it out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!